Yes. If you like beans, you will like Stormlight Archive. You heard it here first. Hey there, nomads of lore. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jonathan.
And in this video, we are going to be talking about our reading, our rereading, and our walking through for new readers of the Stormlight Archive. I put mine in a tumbled mess just because it messes with Jonathan. And so his question to you is, which looks better, that or this? We all know the truth here. Let me fix it. Then you can agree with me that this is much more interesting looking than that. So, we need to fix Edge Dancer. Here we go. There. Oh, except you can't see it. There we go. So we are going to be rereading the Stormlight Archive, all of these books here, plus us theoretically Horn Eater when that comes out with that Kickstarter, the forthcoming Kickstarter that'll happen at some point this year or early next year. And we would love you guys to join us. We're going to be talking about all of that. We would also love new readers to be able to come and join us and learn about and go through the Stormlight Archive with us. So the question is who is the Stormlight? If you are coming new or coming back to it, who is the Stormlight Archive for? So we thought we would start with the thought that if Jonathan was going and he was reading this in his living room and he was sitting there and his mother walked in and she said, what is this book? What is this book or book series about? What would you tell her?
It's about a boy who gets strung up on the outside of a building and struck by lightning.
Struck by lightning.
And that fixes him.
And that fixes him. It's about pooping in armor.
And rocks.
Why can't we be friends? And rocks. And rocks. Sentient rocks. With legs. And leggy rocks. And giant crabs and lobsters. And
that come out of crevices
and
in the ground.
Some small crabs that bother
make up
them.
A whole bunch of
and other crabs that somehow make
Brandon
rice.
Has a thing about crabs. I'm just saying, lobsters. Maybe he likes
crabs.
Very educated woman.
Very educated woman.
And
Stoner. She's a witch. She's even got red hair. No, so the classic description of Stormlight Archive, it is broken people who have to save the world.
Now we wanted to talk to you about who Stormlight Archive is for. Is it for the people that love beans?
Beans and soup? What are you? Beans?
I have no idea.
Yes. If you like beans, you will like Stormlight Archive. You heard it here first.
I was thinking about rock soup is what I was thinking about. We were trying to think of something funny earlier, so it kind of came out now. It's probably the funniest thing that's been said the whole night.
The beans.
Beans. Anyway, is it for... it's for self-help. If you want a self-help book, but you don't want to read a self-help book, a self-improvement book, and you like fantasy, check it out. What are some other reasons that people might want to read it?
If you're brand new to this, so if you're brand new to Brandon Sanderson and the Cosmere, most people will tell you, don't start here.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. First of all, you can start here if you want to start here. The reason why they tell you that is because this is probably the most complex series of Sanderson, right? This is his Lord of the Rings or his Wheel of Time or those things. There's a lot of characters, a lot of things going on, but it does. Sanderson is really great at kind of walking you through new concepts and taking you through things. So if this is your first foray into the Cosmere, I think especially if you join Jonathan and I, then in this new read, this is a great place for you to start. Yeah. If you've already started, maybe you've read Mistborn or you've read Warbreaker or maybe you jumped in with the new Secret Projects and you've read Tress and some of these other things. then or you read the Secret Project 4 and you're super confused, well, this will help you with that because a lot of the fix will fix a lot of it. And so if you've been tentative to jump into Stormlight, this is a great place. So Stormlight is a bit, like we already said, it's a big, giant world. It's got all kinds of amazing things. What are some of your favorite things about Stormlight Archive, without spoilers, of course, Jonathan? Why do you like it?
The payoffs are what's so good with Stormlight. There's some really big payoffs that take a really long time to get to. There's several scenes where things are said, and they literally brought me to tears. I don't know that I loved, don't get me wrong, The Wheel of Time. But I don't think I was ever brought to tears. There may have been one or two very small times. But this book brought me to tears. This book series brought me to tears many, many, many times. So payoffs, the main character and the way that mental health is portrayed in this book series, not only for him, but for some of the other characters. It's makes you feel good about yourself, I guess, in a way. It made me feel good about myself and knowing that I'm screwed up and it's okay to be screwed up. Right. And anyway, it's good. What about you?
Yeah, so absolutely. I tend to be a character-focused reader, and this has got some great characters that you love. It's got a few characters that you love to hate in there. It's got great, Sanderson is really, really, really wonderful at his main characters, and there's several of them in here, and then he's also really great at his supporting cast as well. There's some wonderful side characters, some of which become big main characters, whatever else, and they're all very colorful, very interesting. Lots of broken people that are having to deal with their brokenness in lots of different ways, and it's just truly a delight. There's wonderful cultures, wonderful characters. The plotting is really wonderful. It's also, I consider personally, I don't know whether you would agree with this or not, and I don't know whether Cosmere fans would agree with this, but I kind of see, I've always felt like Stormlight is almost the backbone of the Cosmere. I know a lot of people would say Mistborn is, and kind of Mistborn is the furthest along technologically in some aspects, and some aspects not. But I've always felt like Stormlight kind of is the hub of the Cosmere in my mind. And so if you're interested in the Cosmere concept at all, this connected universe and all of these things, I think Stormlight is a must. So if you're so why would we, this is obvious, so we'll spend about 2 seconds talking about this. Why would we want to reread the Stormlight Archive, all 4+ bit of the bits, right now?
Because number 5 is coming out on November of 2024. So the big question is, what are we doing with this read along? Where are we going? And since we're pretty much always the channel that doesn't know what the heck we are doing, do we know what we're doing here? It's a good question, right? We are going to be doing at least 2 videos, probably every single 2 weeks section when we're going, because we're going to basically have a section of the book that you're going to want to read. And during those 2 weeks, then at the end of those 2 weeks, we'll do 2 videos. One will be more for new readers and the first read through. The other one will be geared more towards rereaders and what you missed or things to be thinking about as you're reading, that kind of thing. The new readers will be focused on keeping them going and what's going on and some behind the scenes things. No spoilers or anything like that, but that kind of thing. And then for the rereaders, we'll be going through full Cosmere spoilers and people you're supposed to be paying attention to, and maybe even future theory ideas, and then Brandon news or anything that connects to anything, different random things. And of course, in both of those videos, any questions that you talk about in the Discord server will be, hopefully, if you get them in early enough, we'll be able to talk through those with you guys. The number of videos may not be 2 every week. We may at some point go, okay, we need to split these 2 up into 4 or 10, or we may need to succinct down to 1 video, whatever. Who knows? We're gonna go with it as the algorithm allows, and
well, as you guys
and as you allow, yeah, and you're, how much participation we're getting and what's going on to, things you're enjoying. Maybe we end up going, oh, they really like the future theory bits, so let's do a whole video dedicated to future theories. So What else are we doing?
So, Jonathan kind of alluded to one of the things, in order to support this reread and / first time read, we have 2 different resources for you. First of all, we have had a Discord. It's been less active in the last while, just like our YouTube channel was, but we're kind of rolling those back up, and we're getting it all spit and polished. I don't know. That's not quite the phrase, but you get what I'm trying to say, especially if you happen to be Southern or in the Army, or I don't know. Does anybody say that? I don't know. Somebody does somewhere. But anyway, we have a Discord, and on the Discord, we're going to have channels that are dedicated specifically to new readers who are going through this that'll have only spoilers through what we've covered so far, and then, and places for you, and a place where you guys can ask questions and all of those kind of things. And then we'll also have Discord channels that are dedicated to the rereaders, which will be full Cosmere spoilers, where we can talk through things where you can, and I'm going to say it right now. I didn't even ask Jonathan. We're doing this thing. This is the thing that's going to happen. We'll put it back on his face so he can see the disaster. So I get really tired of spoiler policies on Facebook groups. Why don't hardly comment on any of those groups? So those pages that are full Cosmere spoilers will be full Cosmere spoilers, period. Full Cosmere spoilers. You don't have to do nonsense. Don't have to put 5,000 dots or 2 dots or whatever in the world is happening. It'll be a place where we can talk Cosmere together and have fun. And if Brandon somehow pulls another random Stormlight book out of his butt, because he does that at 4 secret projects, we can have spoilers for that. Maybe spoiler. I don't know. We'll put the policy on there. I don't know. It'll be simple and straightforward, but we're going to have Discord place where you can ask questions and discuss and all of those things as we go through this reread. Super excited about that. Then we also are excited to announce that we are the link to this will be in the description as well. We are starting a Patreon, which is another way that you can connect with us and get more support. There will be Patreon exclusive Discord channels on some of the tiers. We've got, I think, 3-4 tiers. Three tiers on there. There's going to be some Patreon exclusive tiers on some of the backing levels, and
Patreon
then
exclusive Discord channels. That's what he was meaning to say.
That's what I'm meaning to say. I don't know what I said, but whatever he said is what we're going to have. And then we're going to have a tier as well where you can get it at least weekly exclusive video content from Jonathan and I, or Jonathan or I, or all of those things. At least one video a week on that. And is there anything else that I'm missing on any of the Patreon channels?
There's
and all
some
of those things?
Discord ranks that will be passed out via
collectible ranks.
Yeah, collectible ranks. You love collectible things, right?
Right. Yeah.
And just we thank you ahead of time if you guys decide to support us, if you can in any way. That would be great. Don't feel obligated.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
we're here to have fun with you guys.
Right.
First and foremost.
That's right.
What are we going to read first? So our first actual read video, where we're going to be discussing content specifically from The Way of Kings, will come out on November the 3rd. And so if you want to jump on Discord and all of those things, or get on Patreon and get on even more Discord and all of those things, and you want to kind of influence what can be in that video, we'd love for that to happen. What we're going to be going through is through chapter 13. I think there's some interludes in there, and obviously the prelude and the prologue of The Way of Kings. All of the sections for every 2 weeks are about 200 pages-ish. We're trying to make this at a pace that is reasonable for us, to where we can put out this and other content, and for you guys to make it, easy, depending on reading speeds and all the things. And so that's through chapter 13 by November 3rd. We'd love for you to join us on here and on Discord and on Patreon if you want to and can, and all of those things. Thanks for joining us in this video. If you have any questions, comments, snide remarks, let us know in the comments below.
We love our slide.
Love our slide. Our slide word. What?
Our snide remarks. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Come on, sourdoughs. See y'all later.